And we're live. Live seating to seated, satted, reclined. Live from the Flamingo Brief. This is the second show of the OctTooby tour. Heropapaya and the Flamingo Brief. Hey to bodybuilder Tubi Stanek, I'm on the big child. Zetafmi Gamera. Mutane Clan, Doggy Down Productions, Pierre TV, here, Papaya's here. Oh, welcome to Susie Pink. How's everyone doing on this Saturday? It is Saturday, right? Is it Saturday? Oh, and that's awesome. Day one. Muty. In the art Discord. Awesome. How's day two go? Wait, today's day three? No, what's today? Today's the second. Whoa. Oh, is Tubi in there? It's too far away for me to see the details. You a comedy? You're gonna do an all-nighter to catch up? Let's see. That okay. Gotta think of some sort of easier way to deal with the mixing boards when I'm seated. Because in the van, I'm gonna be seated. I mean, maybe, well, maybe they can be mounted somehow, so it could come like that. Oh, and Big Child, nice van with the pirate hat. Let's see. Fade out. Oh, thanks for saying that, Meaty. Let's see. There we go. I'm getting more flexible. I told y'all I'm practicing every day. It's amazing how we adapt to things, right? So I've been sleeping on the floor with just the carpet. I sleep on the carpet. I mean, I put a sheet down, but, and I think for like a week or so, I was like, yeah, this is a hard floor, but, I've been doing it now, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months. I'm just totally used to it now. Sleeping on a relatively hard surface. I think now that I think I could sleep on, I could sleep on anything now. But I've been working on my sitting too. Because I've never had very good flexibility in my hamstrings and my calves and my lower back. And I can do cross-legged pretty well already. The one that I make the most progress on, because I had the furthest to go, was sitting just with my legs straight out I just could, I still can't really maintain a nice 90-degree angle. I sort of have to slouch, But I've been working on that. I'm making a lot of progress. I'm sure by this spring I'll be comfortable to do it. Can you stretch legs now while sitting? Oh, yeah, and that's those, yeah. So what I've been doing is getting something to put my back against, and then because it's just, I think I've found things are so much easier when you're not trying to do too many things all at once, and trying to maintain a stretch for a long time while worried about my back, it's just a lot to deal with, So I have something to support my back, and then I've been putting things under my legs to raise them up off the floor, and just slowly increasing, so that I'm slowly getting, so my back's angled, but I'm, slowly sort of working up this way. And for the first time today, I tried just sitting again, and I think in the 2 months I've been trying to do this, and I'm so much. I mean, I can't quite do it. I have to, I can't have my legs right next to each other. I have to be stretched out, and I can do it for a little while now, but I couldn't even do that before. So, yeah, stretching, it's all about patience. Not trying to do it too fast, just a little bit every day. Drum kit. The Electro House. rhythm pupil from Zatafme Gamera. He says, weird advice, you should try adjusting your pelvis while sitting. Hammies have the originated insertion in pelvis, and most of the movement for hammies is stretching the upper side of it. You can train to stretch the muscle, but can't train to stretch tendons. You mean just rotating the pelvis, right? Is that what you mean? Not sticking your butt out, pulling your butt in, right? Is that what you mean? Yeah. I definitely, stick the butt out sometimes. The other thing, I'm a side sleeper for most. Who's a side sleeper? What's y'all's favorite sleeping position? But I want to be able to sleep on my back, and I've found that that's sort of the issue, is trying to get that in so that my back isn't curved. It's just rotating the pelvis, and I need something under my legs. But the key I found was trying to sleep that way. The key is that rotation. Today on ETC Kids Stream, we're going to talk about the pelvis. The part of the body that made Elvis famous. Okay. As our first beat. And then follow, like, and sub. It's I'm getting up on all the current what's social media theory. That's not quite what I mean, but learning about just understanding better how the algorithm works, the YouTube algorithm, but there's a shift away. Big shift away. I mean, the conventional wisdom forever was to ask for subs, right? That you need to say, please sub on Instagram or whatever, YouTube. But that's no longer the conventional wisdom. Times have changed. Likes are still good. You just, it's still good to sort of find a creative way to get people to like click a like button. But here's the reasoning behind not asking for subs. And not everyone, some people still are, behind the sub concept, but the reasoning behind not asking for subs, which I don't want to ask for subs in the first place, so anything that will reinforce my own my own, I'm gonna be drawn to it. But the reason behind it is that if you have people subbing who aren't actually invested in the channel, the problem is that then YouTube sees, okay, this person subbed, but whenever we try to show them one of the videos, they don't watch it. So, but a like button, I guess the like button helps no matter what. So basically, you only want subs if they're actually going to watch your videos. Which to me, it makes sense. But again, I don't like asking for subs, so I'm easily convinced. Doug says, yes, the dislike button does help. Yeah. I don't know if it helps as much as the like button does, but it might be it might be as helpful. Yeah, because basically anything, YouTube doesn't care if people like the video. They just care if people watch it, right? I mean, they don't care if someone actually likes it. So if people are hate watching a video, YouTube doesn't care. They're still watching the video. And that dislike button showed that they cared enough to spend time to do something, which is like, okay, well, maybe YouTube thinking maybe we can find other people who are going to hate this video and get more views and get more of those sweet, sweet advertising dollars. Hey, Pete. Staff says, some people's content is so engaging they don't need to ask. I subbed to a channel the other day because I want to see an upcoming video they mentioned. Yeah, I think that's sort of what it seems like the conventional wisdom now is that it's better to just, well, and I've noticed, and maybe y'all have noticed this, but if I've watched more than a few videos by a creator, even one video by a creator, it doesn't matter if I'm subbed. YouTube keeps showing me their videos until I've ignored them enough times or something, and then it's like, okay, I guess he really isn't interested. But Doug has the kid's YouTube channel and dislikes all the videos. Yeah. I always think it's funny when there's somebody it'll be like, I don't know, it'll be a video of, I don't know, something that almost everybody likes or is going to think is good, and there'll be a few dislikes, and then someone inevitably is always there. There's always someone in the comments like, what's wrong with the 3 people that dislike this video? And that's why, as a creator, you want dislikes, because now you've got more engagement. Now somebody has commented, which is good for the YouTube algorithm, right? Now, hopefully what happens is someone replies to them and says, I don't know what I said or something. And then you get another comment, because YouTube doesn't care about the nature of the comments. They just care that people are commenting. Okay, we got our beats. Does I wonder if it'll help though for real? I mean, as far as YouTube is concerned, I think my channel is basically dead. So I don't, it's going to take more than a few likes or dislikes since I haven't posted in almost in a year. I think YouTube thinks it's a dead channel. So I don't know that it's going to make much of a difference. But when I start my new YouTube show, Doug, you can test out that theory. You can. We do a test video Tubi and let Tubi has to dislike it. I'm sure someone's done that before. Try to get the highest ratio of dislikes. I wonder what the most disliked video is. Ratio. Not numbers of dislikes, but the basically, Oh, and yeah, I'm sure there's a video with 3 views that has 3 dislikes, but I guess a video that has over 1,000 views, because it's. I got I downloaded one of these. There's these special there's these programs for YouTube creators, analytic programs, and they have all sorts of things to make your workflow more efficient, so you can do bulk editing. I don't know. So I didn't pay for anything, but I downloaded one of them because they have free versions. And one of the things it does, there's a few things I noticed right away. They'll show the percentage of likes to dislikes, and almost every video, the percentage of likes to dislikes is over 95%. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a video with under 90% likes. So, and then the other thing I noticed is how often, big famous YouTubers will comment. Well, not big famous, but because the other thing it does is next to comments, it tells you how many subscribers the commenter has, and very often the top comments are YouTubers with 100,000, 200,000 subs, and I don't know if YouTube is pushing theirs to the top or why, but it'd be just one after the other over 100K. It's rare you'll see low in the comments. He says there actually is a channel on YouTube for the God playlist of hated videos with ratios. Wow. Let's see. 2 filters. Yeah. It's interesting. Because I watch videos by creators about creating on YouTube, and how a lot of them talk about how the comments really sort of eat at them. I mean, I don't know. I think I've said this before. When people come in and say something negative, it makes me sad that they want to add negativity to the world. But it doesn't change my opinion of myself or what I'm doing. I think I'm just really stubborn. I think the more people don't believe in what I'm doing, the more I do believe in it. I don't know if that's entirely good, because sometimes everyone else is right and I'm wrong. I forgot to turn on his. Can Tubi talk? Is Tubi talking?
Good evening, kid.
Nope. You working now?
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Tubi did say it. No, I knew Tubi's mouth was. I mean, I knew you could hear it. It's just I had forgot to turn on Tubi's face. Yeah, the problem with me sitting is I feel like I'm even more resistant to doing the workflow. That's a problem. I feel even more just. Let's just see what happens. He says, you think any performer does? I think as a performer you need to be blissfully ignorant of opinions, not the artist. The artist is fragile and tender and even more fragile. The performer knows no boundaries. That's a good, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely, I've heard, I think for me, one of the, I've just never, my motivation for doing music was never because I wanted attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with people making art because they, or performing because they want there's nothing wrong with that. And maybe that's why many or most people do music or art. But it just never was why I did it. And I think because of that, criticisms just don't. I mean, again, it doesn't feel good when someone wants to be negative, right? I'm not saying someone writes a mean thing and I don't feel anything, but I don't feel it in the way that they probably intended. If that makes any sense. But I say that, and I've never had to deal with YouTube comments really. So maybe maybe I'll be singing a different tune in a year. Because I think you can be fragile not allowing negative stuff to harm you. Well, to me, I think so. I think for me, especially as a performer, but just in general with creativity, I think that the reason I need to create and the reason I think some people appreciate what I create is because I am not afraid to let myself be fragile and let myself sort of be essentially emotionally naked when I'm performing and be vulnerable in the sense. I guess it's that I think it's that as a performer, in a way, you get strength from being vulnerable, right? There's something incredibly cathartic and liberating, and empowering can be sort of a cheesy word, but empowering. I'm going to use it. Empowering to be vulnerable in a way that you're choosing to be vulnerable. I think there's a different thing when it's your choice versus when you're not in control really of the choice to share these things. I think that's why art can be so powerful. I often have talked about Richard Pryor, where Richard Pryor, to me, he's my favorite stand-up comedian, and I just love the. I don't know. I get that sense from him, and he's a performer, so who knows? Maybe I'm probably only seeing what he wanted me to see, but what I found, I talked was you take transcripts of some of his comedy, and it's not funny. I mean, if you just read it, it sounds horrific. Some of the stuff, it sounds like something you would, there would be notes taken by a social worker or a police officer investigating a crime or something. So, and I think there's reality in that. I mean, he's talking about tough things a lot of the time, but he's in control. He's reframing the situation. When the thing happened, he wasn't in control. He wasn't. But art allows us to reframe these things. I don't know where I'm going. Pieces criticism isn't always negative as long as it's being constructive. Oh yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. No, I'm very much talking about sort of, Twitch troll, YouTube kind of thing, which is just like, you're awful, right? You're the worst. Those kind of comments. But absolutely, I agree. And in the same way, being unrelentingly positive sometimes about what someone else is doing is not a good thing, right? Sometimes people do need, sometimes we need, I'll say we, sometimes we do need reality checks. Slayer? Okay. I'm talking too much. Filters. Oh, I'm glad, Susie. And I'm muted with attitude bass. That's not attitude bass. I know attitude bass. That's not attitude bass to me. Our main things is every time I've tuned in, it's been middle of music and haven't heard you talk, so this was cool to tune into. Now, the thing is, Ari, most of the regulars will say I talk way too much. And they'll say they wish it was just music here. But thank you, I'm glad. That is now attitude bass. Says talk too much, you? But I said, well, when I'm tired, especially when I'm tired, having positivity from chat is really nice. Or when I'm just what am I doing? Then we got playing a solo, multi-timbral solo on the bass. Hey, Bean Salsa. How many quotes are there so far? I think we said thousands. There's thousands. We're in the thousands of quotes. I can't remember. It was like 5 or 10,000. That's Motown bass. I'm only big child. Beatty McBeatface. Dug it down for your eyes only. Bright majestic waves. This is how else can we start a religion if we don't document your wise dome? Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Yeah, I'm gonna be real lazy and I'm gonna sit. You know, I think I've done 1,000 shows now, right? I think you would have a hard time finding even 5 shows where I've taken a break during the show. Restroom, anything. And I've done a lot of long shows. You know, there was that several year period I was doing 5 to 7 hour shows 5 days a week. So I deserve to be able to sit. Not that anyone was saying I shouldn't, but I'm talking to myself basically. I'm trying to say it's okay. It's okay to sit. You don't always have to be hardcore. Let's see. Harvey, you love long shows? Hey, JT, if you want to vote, just type the number in. I gotta hurry. We gotta do this song. We gotta get started. Oh, hey, the Crazy Cakes, some old alone's here. And mods. Let's break this tie. Attitude bass. Oh, I gotta hurry. Okay, it is time. Time to etceterate. I was made inside a machine. Those ones and those zeros put me on your screen. And when I cry, the pixels start to bleed. Yeah, I was made inside a machine. Take a hammer to glass. Remember what your teacher asked on the first day of school. Take a hammer to glass. Come to the front of the class. You're a machine with broken eyes. 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 Technology, they said it set us free. Technology still holding us from our dreams. Technology, they said it set us free. Technology, Thanks for those counts. Let's see our titles. Bean Salsa Segmentation Flow. And a mole alone behind these eyes. The taffy camera, fuel for the buyer. And one more. Pete with vulnerable but alive. Create new song. Okay, let's get those titles up. Yeah, I think in the van, this whole thing, it's gonna be on some sort of pull out, rails, so that I can slide. It can slide towards me when I'm inside the van, and then I can basically slide it out when I'm outside of the van. Because that's the big challenge about sitting if I'm playing instrument. I mean, it's not a big deal with flute. Doesn't matter for flute and trumpet, I guess. It only matters for the sax. Really sort of awkward to have all this in the way. Oh, and I use a bunch of titles as lyrics. Dougie Down Productions, Age Against the Machine. Oh no, did I not start that recording? I did, so why does it not... Oh, because I didn't stop it. I wonder if that's why. Why is it not playing? It's weird. I took a machine from Dougie Down Productions, Age Against the Machine. I took Hammer from Zataf Gamera from Hammer Jump. And I took Technology also from Technology Treehouse. Hey, so what's here? Hey, VM Wucky, 17, welcome. And Akina Suki, how are you? Me says vulnerable to why it could be a Rolling Stones tour as well. Where's our background music? What's going on? Okay, some other titles. Let me shout out Dougie Down Productions with Brittany Peers. Brittany's Peers. Who would be Brittany's Peers? I'm assuming... I mean, I can't think of any other Britneys besides Britney Spears. And obviously it's a pun, so... I guess it was Christina Aguilera. Who were the other big pop divas around that time? That were newish. I mean, obviously you had the Justin. I was laughing at Moody. I like your Asimov's optometrist. That's a good one. So what? 1,000 attempts to instant success. Bean salsa. Duplex off of the top rope. Molone. Approaching the singularity. Zataphne Gamera. Solar flannel. He's just the machine had bad eyes, yeah. And Zataphne Gamera is back to Staffy. Tooby wants me known as Call Me Ishmael. And Dave Darlick. No, you're still bodybuilder Tooby Stongneck. I'm going to have a hard time ever changing it away from bodybuilder Tooby Stongneck. It's just too good. Sorry, Tooby. All those Say My Name's going to waste. Okay, let's... Let's break this tie. And it's Percy's has chosen Bean Salsa's title, Segmentation Flow. Segmentation Flow. Thanks, Bean Salsa. I experiment. I'm, continuing. I'm iterating, trying to make my lunch healthier and healthier. Today I tried putting just big chunks of raw onion, and I also put some raw green onions. I don't know if it was the green onions or the onions, but it's like eating fire. I don't know if I just ate too much raw. It was not a pleasant experience. I ate the whole thing. Maybe I'll get used to it. I mean, it's good to eat a lot. It's good to eat onions and green onions, but I don't know. When you cook it, is it less fiery? Does it burn out some of the fire, the onion fire? Does anyone know? Or am I just a wimp? I ate the whole thing, though, I'm saying. We just go back to eating apples. Oh, I still eat apples, yeah. Do you know if you eat apple cores, there's 80% more... Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. I'm gonna put garlic in. Garlic's apparently really good for you. I like garlic. It's just a lot of work, you know. I'm trying to figure out. See, it's a time thing, right? So I don't want to cook the onions. I just wanted to, you know, throw in some chunks. I also tried eating the green onions raw, just by the handful. I don't know if I'll do that again. Just a whole big. They're pretty. But hey, I've learned how to sleep on a hard floor, so I can do anything. I just need to eat them enough times. It's funny. So my breakfast is oatmeal, raw oats, and I've been eating raw oats for decades. And then a couple years ago, or a year ago maybe, I started adding flaxseed, raw flaxseed, ground flaxseed, because that's apparently really healthy as the omega stuff. I don't know why it's important, but they say, it's good stuff. I remember when I first started eating it, I thought I didn't love how the flaxseed tasted. I was only doing a half tablespoon maybe. And then I've slowly, I'm now doing 2 tablespoons. And then a couple days ago I ran out. And I ate my oatmeal, and the oatmeal just tasted wrong. This thing I hadn't liked, the flaxseed, I'd gotten so used to it, taking it away. It's crazy how we can get used to things. And learn to not only just get used to it, learn to like it, just through repetition. I know that's not always true. Sometimes repetition makes things excruciating, but first request ever coming up for Jay Rogantini's going to get a drum fill and a drum loop and a sound. Susie Pink's going to get a drum fill and a drum loop. P. Mouse's 5th key. There was one point a long time I was trying to save money. This was even before the show. When was this? And I was thinking oatmeal is so inexpensive. Why can't I just eat oatmeal for 3 meals a day? I tried it for a little while, and I tried to do savory oatmeal. This did not work. But I only tried it once. See, that's the problem. If I tried it many times, I might have learned to love oatmeal with red pasta sauce. But I only tried it once, and I didn't like it very much. That was my mistake, only trying it once. I should try that again. Actually, but I shouldn't eat too much. Oatmeal's really good, but you don't want to eat too much of it. Pieces, I had that with ginger. I used to hate it, but forced myself because of stomach issues. Oh, Tubi crashed. Is Tubi back yet? Whoops. There you are. So that was just add more cheese? Oh yeah. Cheese. I love kimchi so much now. I tried kimchi for the first time a few years ago. Someone served it to me, and I was a little baby. I didn't like it. I was like, I don't like this. now, I mean, my body basically, the life of my body revolves around kimchi now. Around 10 or 11 in the morning, my body starts going, "Where's the kimchi? We need kimchi now." I've never been one to notice my body telling me things, I'm pretty oblivious to my body and health and stuff, but this kimchi has decided that it's because kimchi's alive, right? It's whatever the kimchi left inside of me saying, we want more friends. We're lonely. Bring us more. We want to colonize your entire body with our bacteria. Big Child says maybe hide a raisin in one of the several olives and play Russian Roulette. All the endorphins when you don't hit the raisin. Yeah. Okay, let's see. This is name one of their ingredient that has the word meal in it, like that oatmeal that can't be healthy. Happy Meal. Happy Meals are not healthy. That's what you're asking, right? You want something with meal in it that's not healthy? Let's see. Right, Happy Meals. I mean, for some people, I mean, Muty, have you been to America before? Happy Meals are absolutely ingredients. I mean, in America, people get one piece of lettuce on their burger, and they're like, "Yeah, I've had my salad today." And it's not spinach; it's iceberg lettuce. It's it's not really a vegetable. It's just some cellophane with water in it, and they've eaten their salad. They have a balanced diet with their burger and their iceberg lettuce. It's horrible when I think about how in my 20s, I barely ate vegetables at all. Barely ate fruit. It's really awful when I think about it. My diet in my 20s. Oh man, it's awful. Okay, let's see. Not that subsequent decades have been that much better, but a little better. All right, Doug says there was a pickle in that burger. That's true. That's true. I don't like pickles, so I always take that out. But hey, I like kimchi now, so I probably like pickles too, right? If I can like kimchi, I can like pickles. Pieces. Why do people there order big Coke with free refill? Wouldn't work here. Everyone would get a small one. Yeah, Americans. I think one of the things I remember. I had to go work in Beijing 7 or 8 years ago, and I was there for, I don't know, a week or two. I can't remember how long. I'll tell you what I was so impressed by is I have never in my life, outside of being in a nursing home, seen as many elderly people as I did. And it wasn't just that they were sitting around, they were so active. Yeah, I would go in the morning, I'd go for a walk on the river, and it was just so many elderly people doing dances or exercises, or I mean, you don't see many young people doing that in America, let alone the elderly. Maybe that was just unique to Beijing. I can't speak for if that's a cultural thing or anything. Who knows? It might have been just where I was, but it was so striking to see. Okay. Drum kit. It's the etc. kit. Here's Susie Pink. On this kit, whoops, sorry, this kit, these get moved up. Okay. That's groovy. And then JT Rogantini. JT Rogantini. Oh, and again, on this kit, these are supposed to be there. We got our beats. Nice. It sounds like you, Rogantini? Well, the cool things is I'm sure there are many U's because I designed this generator so that each time it's going to do a different beat, but it'll always be connected to what I call the DNA of your username. So, and it's connected to the letters in your name. So you have T's. Well, you're always going to, you've got 2 I's, 2 T's. So the I's are always going to be the same things. And each letter is the same. They'll be the same kind of thing, but each beat one time the I's might be snares, the next time the I's will be kick drums or hi-hats. So that way, because you have multiple letters, it makes, just one username will generate thousands of different beats. But at that given moment, no other username in chat would have generated that beat. Okay, we got our beats. Check out these sounds. Fingerstyle electric. And then Liverpool. Oops. Staffy, breathy, Caroline. JT Rogantini, you got a random sound when I'm assuming you followed and you got these random requests. In the future, you can listen to sounds. There's thousands of them. You can pick specific ones you want. Or as Pete says, you can just type a random combination. Staffy, bright mustard growl. Ooh. And then mole with evaporating neutronium. I don't know if I mentioned this, but when I was talking about the Google Maps thing, did I say this? So there's some apps on the web that you can use to you can sort of drive through, not really, but what it does is it uses the API and you give it a starting point and an end point, and then you set a time and a distance iteration so that it moves through the photos that Google Maps takes at the speed you want on the route you want. But you need to have a Google API code, which is not that difficult to figure out how to do. And they give you $200 a month in map credits for their map API. So unless you're using an insane amount, $200 is a good amount of money for an API, a monthly API allowance. He says, could you code it so that if someone types a random code, there's no actual sound register to the code at the moment to be fixed download codes? I could. Will I, though? Probably not. JT's asking what VSD. So for the first 3 years of the show, I was just using the default sounds that come with Logic Pro. And then I got the Native Instruments Complete. But they're added, sort of chat can unlock new sounds. So they're only being added one at a time. But so the bulk of our library is still Logic sounds. Use Ableton. I use Ableton as my main, that's what I'm using during the show for all the looping. But it talks to Logic and all the sounds are in Logic. So I'm using both simultaneously. I don't use any of the Ableton sounds, just all the sounds are inside of Logic. And the reason I did that originally was because Ableton, I don't know if they've really fixed this. The way Ableton deals with MIDI is, for if you're a live keyboard player, the latency that happens once you've recorded a certain number of tracks, and it seems to be independent of processor power. I think it was a bug. It was unusable. I found it unusable. Because my life would have been so much easier just to do everything in Ableton. So much easier. Who knows? Maybe I'm still on 9. I'm still on Ableton 9, but I'm gonna have to upgrade probably beginning end of. Well, there's no way I can use 9. I think on the when I get the new computer. So I'll test it out. I'll test it out on a. I'll go straight to 11. I'm gonna skip 10. 9 to 11. I'm not looking forward to it. I hate upgrading because I know it's gonna break all my code. Let's see. Y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Oh, OctTooby crashed again. Wonder why that happened. Are you back, Tubi? Hey, Chills. I might have no choice but to be just pure Ableton on. The assumption is that I'm going to be able to pull off my current setup on this just one computer. Right now, I'm using 5 computers. But Lewis says, use software upgrades are not fun. Basically, just move everything around and add things you don't really need to slow down your CPU. Yeah. Yeah, my challenge is that Ableton Live is something called Max for Live, which is a programming system. And I did a lot of custom code specifically for this show. So that's my big worry, is that it's going to break my code and I'm going to have to rewrite stuff. But welcome back, Lunatrek. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for Max for Live, I mean, I use Max to do the light show. Pure Max, not Max for Live, pure Max. And I'm still, I wasn't able to upgrade to 8. I'm still on Max 7 because it caused some huge problems with video playback. So I still... And I just didn't have the time to figure it out. You know, I just had to... Oh, you know, y'all know I was complaining how I was having certificate issues. I was trying to load websites, and you know, they're not all these websites, big websites. They're saying you can't, you know, it's not secure. It's because on this computer I'm still on Mac OS 10.11, and they're that OS they've stopped supporting, and so they're not doing certificate updates or whatever. But I can't upgrade. I can't. 10.11 is from, I don't know, 7 years ago. How old is 10.11? Because I have some software that it won't work if I upgrade, and I have to spend a lot of money to buy the software. So I'm waiting till the bitter end. I mean, I'm hoping never to have to upgrade, basically. I'm hoping that because when I get the new computer, I'll have to, but I don't want to have to upgrade this computer. Hey, Dr. Zmanowitz. Muty, you need to inspire. Let's have you ever tried anything weird, Muty, where how would this work exactly? This might be incredibly frustrating, but I think sometimes very frustrating things are beneficial creatively. Have you ever tried this, Muty? Okay, here's the challenge, Muty. Get a mirror, okay, that reflects your hand that you're drawing with. Just never look at your hand or the paper, only look at the reflection as you're going. Or maybe that would be really easy to do for you. I don't know. You might find that really easy, but but having to see someone's mirror image, it might be a really interesting brain challenge to do that. I don't know. You were trying for a title inspire and you did try that? Let's do reverse. Here's the title inspire. Come up with what would be a very mundane title, but reverse the words, which makes it sound more interesting. How about that? Or just submit whatever you want, per usual. So she's like I. Good. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. This is for information. Drawing a mirror made my brain melt. I still have not gotten used to pointing to things, you know, because everything's flipped. So, you know, my instinct, if I want to point at the pole, is to point right there. Because from my viewpoint, the pole is to my right, and this is my right arm, so I'm going to point there, right? But no, the pole is opposite that. Right? So and that's what the weather people have to learn how to do, is because they're standing in front of a green screen. Or at least they used to. Maybe now they stand in front of big monitors, but they used to stand in front of green screen. I mean, there's nothing actually behind them. So when they point at stuff, they're having to look at the monitor and reverse in their brain where they're pointing. Unless maybe they just flip it in the monitor. That would make it a lot easier. I don't know. I'm talking as if I'm an expert on how weather broadcasters work, and I'm not at all. I'm good, thanks, Chels. I hope your weekend's going as good as it can be. Let's break this tie. As J.T. Rogantini's drum loop. Okay, here we go. It's time. Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Chels. Here we go. Time to accelerate. Okay, thanks for those calps. Let's see our titles. And of course, I took lyric inspiration from So What's You Are How High. Let's see. Jazzy, Fire on Hearts. Mutang Clan, Chain Daisies. Chills, Company and I. And So What, Much So You Think. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. I don't have the best memory when it comes to melodies. Especially something I've just improvised. If it's a longer thing, or if it's weird note, sort of weirdish, than the harmony, the intervals. And the one thing I wish Ableton Live could do is, I mean, there are some plugins that I know might sort of do it, but out of the box, Ableton Live does not do music notation. It just does what's called a piano roll. And piano rolls are great for drums. Piano rolls are great for quickly seeing how lots of different things are interacting rhythmically. But piano rolls are horrific in terms of melody. It's so difficult to read. Music notation is so much easier for pitch. How could you combine both to get the best of both worlds? Uses MuseScore can import MIDI to notation. Yeah, there's a plugin that you can run in Ableton that will sort of show things as score, but you know, it's not officially supported, and it just makes me real nervous running, running certain plugins in live performance. So I've hesitated to install it. I tested it once or twice, and I think if it had worked amazingly, I might have decided to take the risk, but it wasn't perfect the way it was implemented for my needs. I mean, I'm psyched someone did it. It's really useful. But for my personal needs, it was not ideal. Oh yeah, most, I don't know about most, but Logic does it. Logic has a pretty good score thing. But it's specifically during live looping. There are times where it'd be really nice to be able to read what I've just played, because especially if it's a 15-minute song and I do another section, I'm not going to remember what I did 5 minutes ago. But because it'd be fun to sometimes be able to have a synth line going and be able to play the same thing on an instrument, and my memory just isn't good enough to remember for that long something complicated. It's why I like improvising and not playing memorized songs. I just don't have good memory. I think that's why I would probably never be able to be a jazz musician, is because I just don't have the patience to memorize chord changes, and jazz chord changes are just insane. A lot of pop songs have 4 chords or 2 chords the whole song, and they repeat over and over again. A jazz song might have 60 chords or more sometimes. And there's a logic to them. So, the better I hate that word, better, the more you have experience with jazz harmony. It's not like you're exactly memorizing from scratch. I mean, at 2 certain progressions, you sort of know where they're headed no matter what. And, in someone with a great ear, they don't really need to know the chord progressions to solo over it. But you do need to know the chord progression if you're going to play piano or bass. Doug, is that the same reason I won't be a doctor? I just don't have the patience. Some other titles: Bodybuilder to be stronger with Live 85. I'm Only Big Child, Fusing Up the Blow. Dougie Down Productions, There Is a Script. Staffy, Read to Learn. Jazzy, Corner the Unstanding. Chills, Flute, We Leave the Solution to You. So What? Always Doctor the Keep, Stay at Apple Inn. Oh, I like that. Away Doctor the Keep. I said always. Away the Doctor the Keep, Stay at Apple Inn. Mutane Clan, Wedding Shotguns. Pierre, Listen Finally. Oh, and Dougie Down Productions is now Dougalicious. Oh. Okay. Let's end this poll. As Beauty Chain Daisies. daisies. Chained daisies. What is that line? Push. Oh, it's a beatnik thing. Something. Push my daisy. Push. Pull my daisy. I've never seen it, but it's a. This error is so annoying. And most websites are not working on this computer now. I can't go to Wikipedia. Can I go Can I see a cache version of this? Okay, I got a cache version. Yeah, Pull My Daisy was a film in 1959 directed by Robert Frank. It was adapted by Jack Kerouac from the third of actors played Beat Generation. And then David Amram, who is a who's a French horn player and pianist, I think played music in it or is in the movie. I've never seen it. I want to see it. Pull My Daisy. And then wasn't there a TV show that did a title that was inspired by that? What was that? What am I thinking of? Paul. Oh, that's a great look. Look at that. Look how sloppy I look. Posture makes a difference. Posture makes a difference. Pushing Up Daisy, yes. Thanks, Steffi. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I wonder if that's inspired by that. Pushing Up Daisies. Pull My Daisy. It's just Pushing Daisies. Pushing Daisies. I wonder if there's a connection. Okay, let's see. Jazz is probably not inspiration. Pushing Up Daisies is the term someone's dead. Hey, Soda. We got JT Rogantini's 5th request and Jazzy's 200 song. Oh, thanks, Soda. 41 months sub. Oh. Drum kit is the king size. King size Queen Funk. Tubi stopped again? Oh, thanks, Beauty, yeah. Okay, first beat is Spicy Meatball from Bean Salsa. There's Spicy Meatball and then Pool Merd from Big Child. There's got our beats. Let's see our sounds. Oh, do we have our featured? We got Fretless Wonder. Oh, thanks, Hart. Thanks for the raid. How was your stream? Here's our featured, this is our featured sound. It's a really cool pad. Okay, sounds. Wu-Tang Clan, Fretless Wonder. Are you playing Gartic, a group try game? And then we got JPA Unisquare. And then Doug Alicious, Mr. Robert's Awesome. Staffy Bright Cycle. JT Rogantini, JPA Square Lead. Oops, that's not it. Here it is. Jazzy with Twangy. What is this? Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Welcome, Devout Nihilist. If anyone's here, this is their first show. I'm about to do an improv using these sounds. The chat requested. No idea what I'm going to do. The beats were from people's names. Thanks for the follow, Devout Nihilist. If you stick around, I'll probably have time to make you into a beat on the next song, the one after this one. Hey, it's Vuvuzela gravy. Send this bow. Twangy. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Time to accelerate. Thanks. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Looks like we're back though. We're in good shape again. Let's see, titles. Big Child back on an analog modem. Blues of Urker Gravy, frame by painful frame. Frame by painful frame. Hey, Hug Queen. What happened? It just looked like I had an internet hiccup. It was on my end. It wasn't Twitch. It was definitely on my end. Because I realized because OBS starts flashing when the bit rate drops. So whenever that happens, what I do is I manually drop the bit rate to prevent hopefully as many freezing frames as possible. But then it looks really pixelated, right? Because I'll show you. I'll go down to. Well, you already saw, but I'll show you again. I'll go down to 40 KB. We're at 4,000. Let's go down to 40. It's gonna look horrible in just a second. Let's see, any moment now. Oh, there it goes. That was actually not that bad. It's not that bad. What if I wave my hand? I'm surprised. I would think it would look a lot worse. Huh. Doesn't look that bad. We should be back to 4,000. Wait, I didn't set it to 40,000, did I? What did I set it to? I did. I set it to 40,000. Oh, did I not set it to Okay, here's 40. Let's try 40 again. I want to see what 40 looks like. I want to see what 40 looks like. Did it actually look better, Doug? Could you tell? It's not that bad. Wow, I'm surprised. It actually, I realized it wouldn't let me go down to 40. Let's just put the light show, yeah. Yeah, this is not a very complicated, I mean, it's not taking, whoops, it's taking nothing to stream that part of the wall. It was 700, yeah. How can we know the 1,000 years in the making? Staffy, modified sequence. Okay. Let's see. When I hit the van again, for the first time, I'm going to go back to 720p for the show. Hope that won't scare everybody away. I mean, I suppose every once in a while I could do 1080, but it's just going to be a hassle to switch. Or no, actually it wouldn't be. Actually, no, because I remember, yeah, I can still have OBS set to 1080. Because I'll be going out of the computer into a... All the hiking streams I did were 720p, I think. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Let's get these titles up. This is a good thing I couldn't handle all the gore from hiking in 4K. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. Oh, and hate a duel. I think theoretically I have the bandwidth to do 4K, I think, right? Oh, Twitch, does nobody do 4K on Twitch? Is that just not done? Looks like my download capability is, right now it says 33 megabits per second. No, 23. So I could probably do a higher bit rate than I am. Because you could do 1440. Yeah, definitely not gonna worry about it. Since I'm gonna be going down anyway in them. Because I'd have to redo all my scenes in OBS because they're all on 1080 canvases. And my cameras are all 1080, so it's pointless. The light show is in standard def. It could be in 1080. The computer was not powerful enough to do 1080. Most of those clips are in 1080, I think. So I converted them to 640 by whatever, 320 or something like that. Some other titles: Big Child, but my burger had extra salad. A Queen modified skeleton. Staffy PowerPoint presentation. $640 by 40, yeah. The old school square. I'm trying to find an old TV that I'm going to use for transitions on my YouTube channel. I've been looking on Craigslist. Nothing's come up. I have something very specific that I want. I want the old wooden TVs that have the wooden legs, the little wooden legs on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this television, and then I'm going to get a chainsaw. I don't know, I probably personally won't do it. I'm going to take out the CRT, and I'm going to basically cut off everything but, just the very front of it. and maybe maybe an inch of depth. Because I want to be able to have shots where I'm in the forest or something, and I'm sitting. The van's right behind me. I'm sitting in an easy chair, and the shot, as you see, there's this TV setup in the forest, but I've got a green screen on the TV, so I can introduce the next segment, and then start watching on the TV, and then the camera sort of zooms in, full screen, you know. The problem with a lot of my ideas is I know I'm going to put all this time into the idea, and then I'll do it once, and I'll say, I don't want to do it again. I'm bored. I'm bored of it. Jazz, why don't you just get a picture? Because it won't look as good. That's why, Jazzy. You're right. That's the easy way to do it, but it won't look as good. I want it to really look like there's a TV in the forest. But you're right, that would be a much easier way to do it. Vuvuzela is great because you need the glass shards to fly. I mean, and a really amazing VFX person could make it look real, but it would be cheaper for me to get a TV than to hire a VFX person that was that talented. The VFX person would be so much more expensive. But then I gotta haul around this TV, even if it's cut just to the very facade. Still, it's just, you know, gotta haul it around. It's gonna be annoying. I have this segment where Scene of Action is good at VFX stuff. Yeah, Chad, if you haven't seen Scene of Action, he's got the. I mean, he doesn't even need him. He's an amazing musician, but on top of that, he's got the most incredible production value of any music stream I've ever seen. But I have this segment I'm going to do on the first episode that's gonna involve suits, plural. And I'm thinking, man, am I going to have to carry suits around just to do this reoccurring segment? Now I got to have a closet in the van just for the suit, because you can't fold up the suit. I am psyched about some of y'all saw this already, but I'm really psyched about it. I'm going to have this reoccurring segment where I need a fishing pole and a fishing reel. And I wanted a sort of retro fishing reel. Fishing, what is this is the real part, right? Yeah. And I looked at what you could buy, and it just looked just too high tech. I wanted something red, all red, because it'll really pop on the camera. I mean, it's very far away right now, but if it's a close-up shot, you know, this is gonna pop. So I found this. I got a great deal on it. It was I don't know, it was under $10 or with shipping. It was incredible because I found other ones on eBay that were $40-$50 for the same one. I got an amazing deal. So now I'm going to get a collapsible fishing pole that you can that I think collapsed. It's only, I don't know, about 12 or 13 inches long, and then it goes out to be 5 feet long or something. But this is called the reel, right? You reel in. So this is the reel. Shows what I know about. Yeah, I know it's not the rod. But and it's. I mean, I don't know, but it spins really well. So I might have to actually learn how to fish. But so this is easy to fit. I need more props that are this size, not televisions or suits that cannot be folded up. No, but actually in my van build, I had this space. I didn't know what to do with it, and actually it's perfect for hanging a suit in. It's gonna be perfect for, because I'm gonna have different. I need different outfits for Tubi and me and. Okay, let's end this poll. We might have a reoccurring segment, which is basically runway, a fashion show runway thing, where I go through these old, these tiny little towns in the middle of nowhere, and I go to their local Salvation Army, or maybe they got an antique store, a thrift shop, and get the craziest clothing I can possibly find. And then either Tubi or I do a fashion show. Because I'm a runway model. Oh, man. Not at all. Hey, dark skies, gray waters. He says, you play cover songs in van, you would only have to worry about one suit. Let's end this poll. Hug Queen, 1,000 years in the making. Thanks, Hug Queen. Oh, dual name to sound El Dorado. I'm getting another prop. I'm not going to say why. You might figure out why, but yeah, I'm getting a 3D printed hand that's gold. Yeah. Yeah. Be very important. What happened to... Oh, yeah. Otto's got an eye patch now. Poor Otto. Oh. Oh, man. I'm just such the worst custodian of these instruments right now. I mean, not just right now. I mean, this B flat, 3 years it's been broken. I just don't have the time. Okay, first request ever. We're going to get a drum fill, a drum loop, and a sound for Devout Nihilist. That happened when you followed. You got some random requests. But you always can manually make requests if you so choose. JT Rogantini's first BPM. And our drum kit is... I love this kit. Studio Brush. I think I'm going to look forward to being closer to the camera and, well, not so much the camera, but closer to the monitors. I think I enjoy... I think it's a better vibe sometimes. Well, I don't know, it's a different vibe. But that's going to be, I'm not going to have a choice in the van. I'm going to have to be close to the monitors. And there's not going to be 4 monitors. There's going to be 2, if I'm lucky. Okay. Devout nihilist. Oh, you know what? Let's do 8-note drums with this kid. And then we got dual. Hey, buddy, Skyborg. Yeah, my promotion of it, buddy, was not the best. I didn't start promoting it till the day of. So, not ideal. I'm not the best promoter. Although, I've been promoting this one show for almost a year now, the Project X show. And it's now even bigger what it's going to be. I just need to pick a date. We got our beats. Let's check out these sounds. Man, you know, it's funny when the stream went bad during the last song and I saw that on OBS, all I could start thinking is this cannot happen on the big show, the Project X Kickstarter YouTube show launch. I'm pretty stressed about that as a possibility. I'm that a computer is going to die, that anything bad is going to happen will be disastrous. But I can't duplicate everything in the studio, you know, it's just not possible. Okay, we got our beats. You just don't think about things out of your control. Yeah, no, I'm not thinking about it too much. If there are some things I can do to be somewhat protected, I was thinking I might get some of the internet stuff in advance for the band so that I got a backup system. I definitely can't get 4 computers. So Loses, you showed it's fine at 700K. Yeah. Oh man. Because when you go on the road, we bring Grateful Wednesdays. Oh yeah. Yeah, we should. Yeah. I think next week I'm going to be changing the schedule. I'll let everyone know, but I'm about 95% decided to change the schedule to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday beginning next week. But I'll let everyone know, yeah. I think it's just doing 3 shows in a row, I think our community just isn't big enough right now to support 3 shows in a row, I think. So I'm hoping if we space things out a bit, just a little bit. I mean, that's not a lot of spacing, but put a day between each show. It'll make it a little easier. Hey, Brucos, 54 months. 54 months. I remember when Bruco's first sub, Bruco's was the very first sub on our channel. Didn't you? Or you were like checking the API or something, right? How did you pull that off? But thank you so much for 54 months of support. Awesome. More than that, because I'd already been streaming a while before I did a partner. Bright Mark 2. And then we have Soda. We're all pals here. Devout Nihilist Bebop Oregon. This is a random request from when you followed. I dragged my feet on partner thing. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it. I dragged my feet for I think almost 4 or 5 months. Dual Futuristic FM. Then Jazzy Ultra Radiant Humans, You Are. Dougalicious Pink Floyd Fan. Okay, I'll pick which sound starts the improv. One thing I really hope Twitch decides someday to let partners be non-exclusive. I mean, they might have no choice at some point, but that is the number one downside of being a partner or an affiliate. And as far as I know, no other platform does that like what Twitch does. Luce is pretty sure Tampa Media gave up partnerships, so she streams in Red and YouTube. I think if I was looking at streaming as, if I had more confidence in streaming, that there's a future for streaming, I would definitely consider that. But I've sort of, I've just come to terms with that, though I love live more than anything, that it's just not an effective way to grow for at least me. That I just have to do produced content and use the produced content to drive traffic to the live stuff. So with that in mind, I'll probably remain a Twitch partner. Why no? Oh, that's why. Why is that not working? Did that crash? Or we just can't do a light show? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, what I'm hoping will happen is the YouTube there'll be an audience for this weird YouTube idea I have. Enough of an audience that I can do live streams on YouTube and get at least a few people watching and do pre-shows on YouTube. Just, a half hour, an hour pre-show, and then we all go to Twitch to do the music show. I'm allowed to stream on other platforms. I just can't do simultaneous streams. Anything I do on Twitch, I can't put it anywhere else for 24 hours. Oh, I just saw your message, buddy. You're working 7 days a week. I hope you get a break soon. Is that why YouTube free show for Project X? No. No. I wasn't thinking about YouTube at all until this summer with the, well, it wasn't until, when did I start? What was the trajectory of this thought process? Well, things started getting tough in May. May is when there was a big change, and that's when I started thinking the van. But at first I was just thinking about streaming, and remember I was talking a lot about building a backpack to do the show out of so that I could hike places, and we did those hiking streams, and I was still operating on this. Okay, what can I make the van make the streaming work using the van, and but then I just finally accepted that there's nothing there's nothing visible to me right now that I can do in streaming that's gonna really make a difference. And doing something produced is the smart thing to do. The wise, no, maybe not wise, but and then I managed to come up with something I think I can enjoy doing. I hope it's not. I do 3 episodes. I'm like, oh man. But that's why it's got to be a variety show. Because I know myself. The only way I'm not going to get bored is if it's a variety show. I don't get bored of improv, and I don't get bored of variety. Okay, let's end our poll. I don't think I get bored of variety, do I? Let's break this tie. Pink Floyd fan. Pink Floyd fan. He says you're doing it for a cause. See the goal ahead of you, not the obstacles. Yeah. Let's see. Believe it or not, I've actually cleaned a little bit over there. A little bit. I got rid of some of the boxes. Hopefully in another month I'll have the rest of it cleaned out. It's pretty sloppy looking, I know. It wouldn't take that long. It wouldn't take that long to neaten it up. But I was thinking about, I think that, at least for me, when I'm trying to do a really big project, if I let myself get distracted by too many things that on their own are very simple, right? Cleaning off that mess over there wouldn't take that long. But once I open myself up to being willing to spend the time on it, then suddenly there's all these other little things that I could spend time on. And then before I know it, I'm only spending time on little things, not on the big project anymore. That's my excuse. That's my excuse for why the studio is a mess, why the B flat doesn't work on the Rhodes, among other things. Okay, here we go. It is time to etc. In a small room with the walls closing in, going forwards, going backwards. In a small room with the walls closing in. You're in a small room and you're buried in boxes, buried in boxes. You're in a small room and you're buried in boxes. The table is full, your heart is too, waiting for something, waiting for you. door and you ring the bell. We'll dance around heaven and hell. I'll knock the door, you ring the bell. I'll knock the door, you ring the bell. We'll dance around heaven and hell. I'll knock the door and you ring the bell. You ring the bell. currents in the air and I'm flying like a cyclone. Ride the currents in the air and I'm flying like a cyclone. Ride the currents in the air and I'm flying like a cyclone. Trying to spin my way to a home. Ride the currents in the air and I'm flying like a cyclone. Ride the currents in the air and I'm flying, flying away. Ride the currents in the air and I'm flying like a cyclone. Oh, oh, oh. Thanks for those caps. Let's see our titles. Did I click on that? Hug Queen making space. Staffy last choice. Buddy Skyborg in the caves of the labyrinth. Jazzy enigmatic. Okay, let's get him up the board. And I used a whole bunch of titles for lyrics. Doug Wishes Adore a Bell. Jazzy Forward. Hug Queen Table is Full. Hug Queen I Took a Room from Wiggle Room. Backwards. Buddy Skyborg. Excuse me. A Generation Left Behind. Mutang Clan Queen Boxes. Currents in the Air from Staffy. Oh, thanks, Staffy. Thank you. Thanks for the donation. Thank you. Thank you, Staffy. Hey, Botsky. Did I say I started practicing vocals again this week, try to learn how to use my voice the right way again. I got all my great exercises from back in the day. Like Mama Mamie Meanie Mopey Moo. Nya 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 nya. Oh, this is a good one. Rapatika 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 wee. You're supposed to go high though, I think. How did it go? Rapatika 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 wee. Something like that. Oh. But it's funny. I hadn't looked at these in a long time. I had these are notes. I studied voice in my mid-20s, I think. I studied classical. I did for a year or two. I had a classical voice teacher I was studying with, and I had all these notes, and some of them are my own. But right at the top of my vocal sheet. This is what I wrote. It literally says vocal sheet, and then right under it says life is improv. Life is improv. And then what is the other thing I noticed? I know it wasn't from my teacher, because my teacher was not an improviser. She was a classical opera singer. We didn't do improv, but and then here I hand wrote, treat everything like improvisation. I do think that is really it is very useful to think that way when you're playing written music. Because it's very easy with written music to go on autopilot and just become a mimeograph. Is that the word? A Xerox machine, essentially. But if you can play a written line as if it's the first time you've ever played it, in terms of the expressiveness. Now, obviously, you've practiced it maybe thousands of times, but if your heart that you're putting into it, you're trying to put something where you're at that moment, it's always going to be different. It's always going to sound different, that same line. You'll be subtle, the difference, if you're playing a written line, but it'll be there. Oh, this is my voice teacher. This is really good advice. When you're singing a phrase, have an imaginary note at the end. You might have to think about that a bit for it to make sense, but it's really a really great way to sing all the way through a phrase, where the phrase doesn't end at the end of the last note. It ends past that. The silence after your last note is part of the experience. The breath at the beginning, all of that is one action. It doesn't start and begin with the notes. It starts with the intention, and then it ends with the acknowledgement, the awareness of the ending, but not with the ending itself. He says, you sing towards it, yeah. I mean, if you think about storytelling, there's certain exceptions, but in general, if you're going to tell the story of a race, right, you're not going to start with the sound of the gun and then end right when the person runs through the finish line, right? You're usually going to have a little bit before it and a little bit after it, at least, if not a lot. You know, you think, especially with stories, you think about most stories, the vast majority of stories will have sort of the peak, the climactic moment where you get all your resolution or your satisfaction, but the story doesn't end right at that moment, almost ever. There's always just a little bit more. To sort of, you know, I think give us time to process what just happened. You know, and sometimes it can sort of feel like it's just extraneous. Like, you know, it's not adding anything, though, that last little bit of the story. But I think its purpose really is to just keep us in the moment a little longer so we can process what happened. Oh, thanks, Mutane Clan. Thank you. What did I do? Well, we had some... Did I play an instrument on this one? Oh, I did some Melodica and Rhodes. Here's some good advice about breathing. Breathe through your legs. I can say with almost 100% confidence the reason my voice has sort of self-destructed, but still is, I mean, still useful. But in terms of over the last 3 years, is because I'm not breathing like I used to. I'm not supporting. I'm speaking and singing much quieter. That's the main thing I'm practicing, is just trying to get my breath back. And my goal is I would like to be able to do both. I you know, it's nice to be able to sing raggedy. I think especially with lyrics, I think I feel more expressive that way. But there are times when I would like to not be raggedy too. Breathe above your eyebrows. Breathe through the legs. Breathe above your eyebrows. Breathe and then sing as if you are still inhaling. And then this one says, pant like a dog. Pant like a dog. Tank Class is a great music teacher, horrible doctor. Oh, no worries, Botsky, no worries. But congrats on the new job. I I hear it's a tough job, but I hope it's been, I hope it's been manageable. You know, Botsky, well, actually, is Soda here right now? When I started talking about the van, I think it was maybe Soda that mentioned Nomadland, the movie, and I did eventually. I watched it, and a bunch of the characters in this movie, I guess this is a real thing. The van lifers do that is they'll go to these Amazon distribution centers in sort of the middle of nowhere, where it's hard for Amazon to find workers because it's in the middle of nowhere. But I guess it's a good location for whatever. I don't know why. It's sort of strange, but see, and Amazon, I guess, lets people. I don't know if they. It's just high paying for a very short time. So van dwellers would go there and work during the November December rush. Another thing that van dwellers will go to is the sugar beet processing or something. I can't remember where that's, somewhere up in maybe it's Montana or Dakotas, where it's just there's this brief time every year when there's harvesting or something. They need lots of people, but no one lives there. Botsky says, good so far, just tiring 9 hours and your feet kills you. Let's end this Poe. Let me shout a few titles though. He's just harvesting root crops and stuff. Farming Simulator taught me that. Some other titles. Soda, the installation is almost complete. Jazzy's the room spinning or why? Booze and Circuit Gravy, congratulations to the new Ldcoolgirl eaters. Hug Queen, Dare to Dream. Wu-Tang Clan, Stationary with Stationary. Staffy, Filbert the Enemy School for Well-Worn Rulers. Buddy Skyborg, in the middle of the caves of the Folly Labyrinth are still large buildings dating back to ancient times. The mystery of the past comes from a generation that is left behind. Dougalicious, Fickle Pickle. Big Child, only one day in October. Botsky, too tired to make a good title. Botsky, can you listen to music or podcasts while you're working? You said you were driving, is that what you said? Or you're at a distribution center, right? Oh, Botsky says, first thing in the morning we do stretches, so that's kind of neat. And Botsky, is this a permanent job, ideally, or are you doing the seasonal sort of for the Christmas rush? You work in the shipment dock doing outbound shipping, permanent. Let's end this bow. And it's Hug Queen. Hug Queen's named it Making Space. This is more comfortable for my feet. because my feet are now resting on the platform of the table, but it's not very good for this. Also, my legs have space. The problem is there's a shelf right under the keyboard, so it blocks my legs. I can't really sit normally. Thanks, Hog Queen, making space. Does Tubi ask that a lot? Is this funny? I feel like Tubi asked that recently. You've seen it a few times, Blue. Hey, Q Square. Good evening to you. So I'll put it on social media if it's a definite, but just keep in the back of your mind there's a chance that we're going to be switching to a new schedule beginning next week, which would be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But it's not confirmed yet. Just keep that. We might have a random Tuesday show. Well, the first one will be random. Our show was live. From the Flamingo Brief, we did Segmentation Flow, Chain Daisies, 1,000 Years in the Making, and Making Space. To our thank yous, thanks to our mods Brucos and Tubi. Thanks Staffy for the donation. Thank you Dark Skies, Grey Waters for the cheer. We had a 54-month sub from Brucos. 41 for Soda. Oh, no worries, Q-Square. Thanks to our lurkers and chatters. 19 A's sent screen, other named our current tour, named our venue, named one of our songs, made a request on one of the songs we've featured. A Mole Alone, Bean Salsa, Beautiful Chills, Buddy Scotbrook, Devout Nihilist, Dual, Dougalicious, Heropapaya, Aquino, The Emerald, The Big Child, Jazzy, JT Rogan, Teeny, Mutane Clan, Pete Mouse, Pierre TV, So What, Staffy, Susie Pink, Wow Wow Soda. This is So What. Hey, Kazu Soze, unfortunately I'm winding down, but it's good to meet you. But Kazu Soze, I hope you'll come back, as we got a unique experience on this channel. I make up music with chat. Chat gets to pick all the sounds and turn people's names into rhythms. Y'all come up with titles that I sometimes turn into lyrics. Thank you. Thanks, Geyser. Normally I don't sit, but Man, Fantastic Plastics have such good thumbnails. Their thumbnails are so good. That's the hard thing about Twitch, is you don't get any control over your thumbnails. But their setup is just let's see. Yeah, I think we might raid. Well, I don't want to raid. It's sort of bad form, but well, it's probably bad form. Okay, let's see. What I was gonna say is there's a Relics. Relics has I think they're an instrumental. I think they do a lot of improv. I can't remember. It's Tauk or something. But they're a touring jam band. But they don't need any help. They got 10,000 viewers right now. So. But if you're curious, you might check them out. But let's raid somebody who. Live? What is this? Who's this? Pretty sure Radius never bad form. Oh no, I personally don't feel very comfortable rating big channels. As a general rule, I don't like to rate a channel unless that's the most I'll rate is someone who has double the viewership, or if I know them. But even then, obviously, 99% of the time I raid small channels. Does we won't leave you? No, it's not. It's not that. No, it's not that. It's just that it can seem a little. I don't know if a 10 viewer stream raids like a 5,000 viewer channel. It feels a little self-serving to me. I'm not judging anyone else, but I would feel just uncomfortable doing something like that. But I'm always happy if anyone raids us. I'm always grateful for it. I'm always grateful, so I probably shouldn't worry about it since I'm always grateful for it. But does that show usually matter where we rate them? You ready for bed? I mean, I think it's really nice rating smaller channels. I know how valuable raids have been for us. Especially at the beginning. That one raid might be the difference between somebody not streaming again or streaming. Just one raid might be. It's why I especially try to raid channels that I don't know that I think might be newish. Especially now. I mean, now there's so many. It's insane how many music streams there are compared to when I started. And I think it's really nice to share the love. Have I rated this person? Doug says, Making puns all night takes a lot out of a person. I've rated them, man. I've rated everybody. It's so hard for me to find people I haven't rated before. Let's go to this guy. He says, playing music, messing up loops. I know what that's like. Wait, come on over. Let's go on over. Let's go on over to Sir Cressum. Let's go support Sir Cressum. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody. Hope you all have a wonderful whatever comes next. Thanks for hanging out this week. Hope to see you next week. It's either going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'll let you know. And if I make the change, it's probably going to be what the schedule will be for the next, at least 6 months, probably, if not 2 years. Who knows? I tend to do a schedule for about a year or two, and then something happens and I change it. Oh, thanks, Speedy. Thank you. So yeah, okay. And I'll probably stream more when I'm in the van, but not more music shows, just more general streaming stuff. We'll see. Okay, let's do it. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful whatever comes next. I'll see y'all soon. Take care.